Hi, everyone. As you may or may not know, I am 17. I'm turning 18 in June. And I am a year 13 student, which means that this year I've been applying to university. I have just, as in on Friday, which was the 6th of May, I received my final uni response, finally, because I'd received the one before, like back in January, and I was just waiting on this one. So I've heard back from all 5 of my unis that I've applied to. So I thought I would make a little video talking about like what the uni process is in the UK and the unis I've applied to and the results I got from them. So first of all, I'm aware that like America particularly, because that's the one I know most about because that's what YouTube's like stuffed with this time of year, has a very different university application process and results process. In America you take your SAT first, I think, and then you apply, and then once you get in, you're in, and then you can go, and then you're like firm uni, and then you go. And you can apply to like loads, like 25 universities. Like here, no, you can't do that. So in the UK, you can apply to 5, and you send in your predicted grades for your 3 to 4 A-levels, etc., and things like your EPQ if you're doing one. And you also write a personal statement, so you don't do like admissions essays, you write like one 4,000 character thing about yourself, like why you like the subject you're going for, because we also don't have majors and minors, we just have the subject, so you apply to do one subject at all of your unis, unless you're doing medicine, in which case you have to have one different one, because medicine's really hard to get into. You apply sort of before January the 26th, 29th, something like that. And then you hear back by the 19th of May from all of your unis, and then you pick a firm saying, I will go to this uni if I get the grades, and an insurance saying, if I miss out on my firm because I missed the grades, I'll go to that uni, and then you decline the other 3, assuming you've got 5 offers. So in the UK, an offer is your university will say, you can come to our university if you get these grades in your A-levels. So the final exams you do in the UK are the A-levels. You do them at the end of your 2nd year of college or 6th form, or in year 13 out of year 12 and 13. So you do 3 or 4. And they're sort of like a continuation of the GCSEs, which are the previous set of exams, and you do them at the end of the year. And then the grades you get in those determine the unis you can apply to from your predicted grades, and also like the unis you eventually get into, because if you get different grades. So the grades range from sort of D or E, I think, to A star, which is one above an A. So I know that lots of places only go up to A, but we have an A star, which goes above that. You don't find out if you've got into your unis until after your A-levels, and then they can reject you. So on results day, you get your results, and then the unis will tell you like if they're still letting you in. So sometimes it's a bit debatable. So if a uni offers you 3 A's and you get 2 A stars and a B, they will probably still let you in. But if they offer you 3 A's and you get an A and 2 B's, they probably won't. They might still like let you in if you got a bit low, but like not much. And it sort of really depends. Sometimes they'll specify like, and one of those grades has to be in this A level. So if you had 2 B's and an A, they might say the A has to be in maths if you're doing something that might involve maths. I don't know, I didn't do maths. So now that that's been sort of explained a bit about how that works. So some unis do interviews, but most of them don't in the UK. So now that that's been explained, I will talk about myself. So I applied to 5 universities, as you do. I applied to Kent, Bristol, Exeter, Durham and Cambridge to do classics, which is the study of ancient Greece and Rome, and also like languages, so Latin and Greek, and then you can pick other modules about like other civilizations and other languages and that sort of thing. So Kent, I did get an offer, I was eating lunch. I was eating soup on the sofa in the holiday, like the Christmas holiday at that point, and I was watching TV and I got the offer on my iPad. It sent in an email, your UCAS track has been updated and you have to log in, and it'll say like, latest update, the University of blank has either not offered you a place or offered you a place. So the grades required for me to get into Kent were BBB, so 3 Bs in my 3 A levels, which are classics, Latin and English literature. Kent had emailed me afterwards as well. One of the lecturers emailed me with this really long email, sort of about why I should go and all of the things that they do based off my personal statement, which was really interesting. I don't know if they do that for everyone, but they did it for me. It was actually it was really sweet, and it was quite convincing. I did like read it and I was like, oh, that is interesting. Moving on, Bristol. Bristol was actually the first offer I got, and it was in November because I applied in late September, because if you're applying for medicine or for Oxbridge, you have to sort of apply before October. So I applied like late September to all of my universities. Bristol gave me their offer when I was sort of sitting in my room, like drawing, and I got the email and I screamed so loudly. It was actually really funny. And you know, it wasn't like one of my top ranked unis, but it was so like I hadn't got an offer yet, and I was like, whoa, this is actually happening, you know, which was the weirdest part. Like, oh my gosh, I'm actually going to go to uni. So I ran downstairs in tights, which was a terrible idea, and I ran into like the sitting room where my dad was working, and I was like, Dad, I got an offer. And so that was great. And then they also sent me a really cool email with like a map of the city that goes like when you open it. That was really cool. So my grades to get into Bristol were ABB. It was like a really amazing offer, obviously. Next up, Exeter. I did get an offer from Exeter as well. I was actually in the loo when I got that email, which was hilarious. Yeah, Exeter's offer was 3 A's, but it was 2 A's and a B if I had done the EPQ and got an A or an A star in it, which I did. I got an A star in my EPQ, which is the extended project qualification, and that's a 5,000 word essay that you do on a subject of your choice, and you have to research it, citations, you know, all of that. Durham was my sort of, yeah, I got rejected from Durham. That was on Friday, on the 6th. It was actually really, really funny because I had gone out to watch Multiverse of Madness with my best friend. We'd gone to the cinema to watch Multiverse of Madness at 5:30, and we got into the cinema, I sat down, and I said, oh, by the way, wouldn't it be hilarious, because Durham take forever to respond, I said, wouldn't it be hilarious if I opened my phone at the end of the film and I had a UCAS notification from Durham, like, telling me my result. And then we went to Pizza Express after the film, and we went to the loos, and I opened my phone, and I had the UCAS result email. And I was like, oh my gosh, I totally predicted this. So I logged in, and yeah, I was rejected from Durham. They said my personal statement wasn't strong enough. You know, which is fair. They, like, all the unis have their reasons, obviously. I did feel quite sad because it was my second choice, and I would have been really, really happy there because my best friend had got an offer from there. So I did want to sort of go with her if I could have, and like, because we get on really, really well. But we're just gonna have to sort of see each other. Finally, Cambridge, the big one. Oxbridge, sort of in the UK, Oxbridge in the UK are sort of like the Harvard and Yale of the UK. Like, they're the big ones. They're the ones that always do interviews. So I got an interview first, and I had to do a translation assessment in Latin, and then I had to have 2 interviews. I had one with a female professor and a student who asked me about my personal statement and my EPQ. And then I had another one with a male professor and another student who asked me about a source, so like to talk about what was on a pot, and to talk about some philosophy based on a bit of a text that they'd shown me. It was probably one of the most terrifying things I've ever done in my life, and I both thought it went well and thought it went terribly, because I was thinking like, oh my gosh, because I got asked some grammar questions and I just did not know what was going on in those parts, but I did my best. And I think the key with interviews is to make sure that they know that you're enthusiastic about the subject, because even if you're not right, they don't want you to be right, because obviously you're not supposed to know everything at that point, otherwise there's no point you doing a degree. But you've got to show that you really like it and that you want to do it, because they're not going to be like, oh yes, of course you can come, if you're not enthusiastic about the degree, you know? Anyway, and then the results for all the Cambridge people came out on the 25th of January, and I got an offer, which was honestly the most insane moment of like the past 2 years, getting an offer from Cambridge, because I never thought that I would do that. I never thought I could do it. It wasn't like I'd had a big dream my whole life of, I'm going to apply to my dream school. Like, no, I decided that summer, because I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I said I wasn't going to do it. And then I thought, it is really nice, and the course is amazing, and I have friends there who are a few years above me doing the same thing, who said it was really good. So I decided to apply, and I got an offer. And it's really high. It's 2 A stars and an A. But, you know, I signed up for this. My A-levels, my actual exams, start a week tomorrow on the 17th of May. So those are approaching very fast. I'm working as hard as I can to make sure I get the grades I need to go, because I firmed it and it's my first choice. So if I make those grades or higher, I will go to Cambridge in September. So that's that. I'll be sure to give you all an update then in August when I find out. I'll insert a video here of when I told my parents that I had got an offer. They sent out the offers at 5 p.m, but the other people in my year who applied and heard back in the morning. So I thought that they'd sort of forgotten about me, so my parents didn't know that I'd heard back already. And I sort of kept a straight face the entire car ride home from school, so that I wouldn't tell my dad, who was driving me home, that I got in. And then I sort of surprised them, but they were not processing it very well. And I got my little sister to film me, so I'll insert that here. Come on when you're done. It's ready. Let's go. I like standing. I got an offer. So in the end, I've firmed Cambridge and I've put Exeter as my insurance choice. So if I don't get my 2 A stars and an A, if I get within 3 A's, I will go to Exeter instead. If you miss both, you'll go into clearing, so you call up unis that have free spaces, and then you can get some really good spaces. Like, it's not bad to be in clearing. I know some people who went into clearing willingly to just try and snag a place. Or you can like take a year out and reapply and retake an A-level, etc, etc. That's that. That's my sort of uni trip that I've been having. I'll be sure to keep everyone updated on results day, and obviously I'm vlogging my last week at the moment, actually, but I will be vlogging sort of around the A-levels, even though I can't film in exams, or like, there won't be much film, but you know, I'll try and vlog around that just to give you a sense of what my A-levels are like. So my first A-levels on the 17th of May, my last one's on the 20th of June. Yeah. So that's that. Also, Apologies for not filming for ages. I had my second COVID jab, which took forever to get because I had to wait 3 months because I was under 18. And then I got COVID at the end of that, so I had to wait another 3 months. It was like half a year. So I got my second jab, but it like completely knocked me out on Friday. Like I had, like a Friday a while back, I had like a high temperature of around 40, 39, 40. And I felt just like dead. I had like a splitting headache, so that's that, yeah. Thanks for watching. Good luck to everyone who's applying for uni. Let's go.